So this is what's going on. I'm going to be posting these on YouTube. This is what happens whenever your children are raised with a narcissist. This is how they start behaving, and this is what winds up happening to you. So this is a really dangerous situation. I'm disabled. I've had surgeries. I just had an abscess rupture on my butt, and my kids are sitting here crying because they don't know how to help me be homeless. I've got the entire plan. I told them everything I was going to do. I've been telling them the plan 4 days before this started, when I got out of jail. I told them that, listen to that. I told them the day after I got out of solitary confinement, that I don't know how this is going to go. It's a game of chess. As each move is made, I'm going to have to make a move then. And I talked with them about playing chess. I'm like, you can see some options of some moves that your opponent has. But if they make a move that you weren't expecting, or if something changes, the dog comes along and knocks over your entire chessboard. Unless somebody took a picture of the chessboard, guess what? It doesn't matter who was winning. You just start the chessboard game over again. But they'll just sit here and do this, and it'll go on for hours. And they will blame me for it going on for hours. And I'm just sitting here, having a cigarette, drinking a Coke, going, well, what do you guys want to do? Well, what do you guys want to do then? If you don't like that idea, what do you guys want to do? How about this? Do you want to do that idea? What about this idea? What about this thing? How about that thing? We could have been at Herman 3 hours ago. You guys chose I'm not listening to you guys about anything right now. I've shut off. I'm having a conversation on my phone for my YouTube channel. You guys have refused to talk to me for the last 2 hours. You guys are refusing to help me do what I need. I said that I needed help getting this truck unloaded so that I could get it loaded up so that I could live in it. And you guys are just sitting there in your truck. Ian's not talking. Kira's crying, saying she doesn't know what to do. Can you guys help me get the stuff out of the truck and get it reloaded into the truck so I can sleep in the truck? Did I stutter? Do you speak English? What about what I just asked is not understood? Why do I have to leave my home? She's saying, why did we have to do something in the first place? Why do I have to leave my home in the first place? Why do I not get to sleep in my bed tonight in the first place? Why was I not protected by the cops in the first place? Why was I not protected by the doctors in the first place? Why was I not protected by the judges in the first place? Why did my husband decide to beat on me in the first place? Why did my husband decide to take his money out of the checking account in the first place? Why did my husband decide to refuse to talk to me all of 2025 about our life in the first place? What did they want me to do? I'm having surgeries. I'm trying to move the family forward. Every time I try to make a decision, they fight me on it. So then I ask them, then what do you want to do? And then they're like, well, we don't know what we want to do. And I'm like, okay, then let's do this. We don't want to do that. Okay, so then what do you want to do? And this goes on sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays. This can start at 8:30 in the morning and go on until midnight. And if I can get them to decide to unload the dishwasher, if we can get through everybody stopping doing this and okay, can we just unload the dishwasher? Can we just start there and just unload a dishwasher? And if I can get them through unloading the 3 people, a 60-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 15-year-old. And whenever we had Van at the house, a 17-year-old. If I can get them to unload the dishwasher, they will argue with me about why they shouldn't have to unload a dishwasher. Me with all of my medical conditions, my discs deteriorating in my spine, I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to do all of this work for these people, healthy-bodied, strong, no problems, no surgeries, and they just sit there and do this. They just sit there and do this. He started this truck 4 times, which he learned from his father, to threaten me that I'm just going to drive away and leave you. I already know you're going to drive away and leave me. I know you're not living down here with me. I already tried to do that with you guys for the last 4 months. Can we get our stuff moved out and move down there together? I already tried that. I was in a house down there in Missouri, and I said, you guys just got to find a job. You guys are going to have to help me. I can't take care of everything if you guys are going to move down here with me. You guys can't do to me what you did back at the house because I can't take care of you. I cannot take care of me with all of them on my back expecting me to carry them. It's like they want me to bottle feed them and change their diapers. It's like I have to remind them to breathe. And I literally, with Kira 3 times today, because she's had these outbursts, I've had to talk her down and be like, could you just breathe? I'm the one who's homeless and has been beat up and thrown in solitary confinement. But there's that. This is my support system. And they don't understand why I'm leaving. DCFS is after me. Springfield Police is after me. Sangamon County's after me. Illinois State's after me. They treat me like this and they think I'm the problem. And that's what I get. The boys don't talk at all. I'll sit here and I'll talk and I'll say something. I can say, okay, so what do you want for dinner? And then they'll, well, you are always just doing this and you're always doing, but what do you want for dinner? But you're always doing this and you're standard. But what do you want for dinner? Well, you said and blah, blah, blah. But what do you want for dinner? Well, you need to, but what do you want for dinner? Well, you just keep this going. Yeah, because we still need to have dinner. 33 years, 365 days a year, I've done this with my husband. And he has no clue why I can't take it anymore. And these kids watching it and seeing how he treated me after I got out of jail, they're treating me like this right now too. And I tell them, I'm like, you guys must be talking to your dad and like getting pro tips or something. Because how do you guys know exactly what to say and how to do this? I mean, if you want to help somebody, is it that hard to just do it? If you say, I want to help you move, and the person says, I've got those 5 boxes right there. Can you pick them up and move them to the truck? And you go, I don't want to do that. Oh, okay. Can you go to the kitchen and wrap up the dishes and put them in the box? Well, I don't want to do that. Okay. Can you help Joe over there move the couch out to the truck? I don't want to do that. Could you go clean the bathroom for me? I don't want to do that. And they'll just hang around. And then whenever it comes time for pizza and beers, they're all about that part. You said there was going to be pizza and beers. And that's the way it goes. And it doesn't matter how sick I am. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. It doesn't matter what trauma I'm experiencing. This is what they do to me. And they tell me that I'm the crazy one. I'm the issue. This is a beautiful spot. Listen to the sound. We could hear it if he didn't have his truck running. There's all sorts of crickets and frogs and birds and everything. I was going to run over to a Walmart and just grab a quick tent and stuff if they wanted to stay, or they could help me get my stuff. I was just going to stay here and build a fire. I was grooving. I've been having a good time, singing, dancing, playing music, and this. This. They got to finish their burgers and fries at Five Guys, but because they couldn't figure out that if the dogs are tied to chairs, that you don't just get up and walk away. The dogs will run and they'll run. They can't figure out that they need napkins. They bring me my cup outside and go, here's your cup. I'm like, yeah, I told you I needed Coke. I led them to Five Guys and I ordered first. Kira and I went to the bathroom. I ordered. I left her in there to order because Ian was outside with the dogs. And so I ran out there and I grabbed the dogs with him. And I said, we're going to sit here at this nice little table. This is beautiful. They got great music playing. This is awesome. It was really great. And so Ian ran in and he did his order. And I asked him if he would buy us lunch. And he was gracious enough to buy us lunch. And I was like, this is so cool. We might actually be able to do this. But this is what they do to me. They give me just enough to give me hope that we're going to be okay and that we can get something done. And then suddenly, I'm trying to eat my stuff and they've already gobbled down their food. And I've had like 3 bites of my burger because I'm like, you guys need to do this and do this and don't you need to do that? What about, stop that. Don't grab the dog. Kira grabbed the dog by the scruff, just yanked her right up by the scruff and threw her in the truck. And then when I was like, don't you touch my dog like that, she acted like I was the villain.
We weren't at Five Guys when that happened.
I didn't say it was at Five Guys, and that's what they do. I didn't say that happened at Five Guys. I said that they wouldn't let me eat my burger and just handle their shit on their own. They couldn't figure out how to get me a cup of Coke filled up. They couldn't figure out, they went ahead and ordered themselves shakes. Nobody told me they were ordering shakes. And I even said, oh, you guys got shakes? I want to order a shake before we leave. By the way, I didn't get a shake. They got their shakes, though. They ate their fries. They ate their burger. I got no shake. My fries and burgers are still here. It is now almost 8 o'clock. This is the only food I have had today. I didn't get breakfast this morning. 3:30, I stopped to eat this. It is now almost 8 o'clock. And this is what I get from the people who are helping me. My caregivers. I think she cries because she feels shame because she knows it's wrong. But she's stuck, with the side, because whenever you're suffering in a narcissistic abuse situation, people tend to side with the narcissist. It happened to me. My father was a narcissist, and my mom was trying to get us away from him. I was bleeding from my colon, and she knew how serious it was. And I was trying to, and he came on over, and he's like, I'm going to kill myself. You leave me if everybody leaves me alone. And I went back with him. My sister stayed with my mom, and I stayed with my dad. My sister, it was her dad, but she was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. And she stayed with my mom. My mom eventually, it was a 1-bedroom apartment, but my sister made it through. And my mom saved up money and got a 3-bedroom townhouse. And by the time she tried to come for me, I had already almost bled to death and had my colon removed. Because I went back with the narcissist because I felt so bad for him. And that's why I keep going back for Bob. And that's why I keep dealing with this, because I feel bad for them. But they don't care about the damage that it's doing to me mentally, physically. They don't care that I can't think for 4 people. I even asked them whenever we was at Five Guys, I asked Kira, she asked me about my hydrocodone. And I said, before we leave, I don't want to take it but before we leave, can you help me remember? She just sat in the car over there crying. I got out of the car, got my stuff out of didn't say anything. Didn't admonish her, didn't remind her, didn't say anything. I walked over there to my bag and got my medicines and took them, got back into the car. I told them that they were welcome to go back to Springfield at that point in time. It was like 4 o'clock. And Kira was doing this ball and stuff. And I'm like, if I'm that difficult to be around, you might want to just go back to Springfield. I don't want to be hurting you like this. And they just sat there in the car with it running. I sat in my car with it running. I turned on Pandora. And a couple of really good songs came on, and I sent them over to them. And one of them was Stand By Me, and they just sat over there. Ian kept ignoring me. Kira kept crying. Another song came on for Pandora. I can't even remember what it was, but it was something again, about, and like one of the songs got by the Beatles, I Get By With a Little Help from My Friends, came on while I was driving. And I was like, yeah, I can get by with a little help from my friends. I've got my gang behind me. I've got my son. I've got my daughter. I can get by with a little help from my friends. A little help with getting the stuff out of the truck, getting it organized, setting up a little campsite for me, maybe spending the night with me. But no, it's too much. It's too much to ask them to think, to decide, to talk, to answer questions, to take care of themselves, not have to be reminded to brush their teeth. Do you have to go pee? Do you need to go pee? Should you go pee? Do you need pee? Do you need water? Do you have water? Do you need water? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Do you need hungry? Hungry? Are you hungry? And that's all I do from sun up. Sometimes I don't even go to sleep. There was a day the other day that I got up at 6:30 in the morning, ran that entire day doing shit, packing my shit, getting things ready. And I didn't sleep that entire fucking night and still went through the whole next day doing stuff, packing stuff, took myself to the doctor to get my wounds documented, answering questions the whole night. The reason why I didn't sleep is because I was answering everybody's comments on Facebook. Sangamon County mugshots. They take the pictures of people who are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty and post them on there to defame them, to destroy them, to ruin their reputation. And then there's all these people that just get on there and pile on and make these crude, nasty comments. And so, like the graceful person I am, I answered all of them firmly, sternly, told my side of the story, did not cuss. Of course, I couldn't yell. It's Facebook. They couldn't accuse me of yelling. I was very careful not to use periods so that I didn't affect, any of these alphas or any of these millennials that think periods are like aggressive. So I made sure not to use, like, heaven forbid, an exclamation mark. No emojis, just kept it really simple. Matter of fact, comments like, well, jail food would do you good because you're too fat anyways. I'm posting pictures of my bruises on there. They don't care. I go to the doctor and the doctor's like, yeah, that's Springfield's finest for you. We see a lot of domestic violence victims come in here, and they're the ones that were sent to the slammer, and then they come in here to try to get documents. And I told the doctor, I got my stuff in the car, and I'm planning on leaving and going to Missouri. I'm going to wind up living on the streets. And she said, you'll probably be better like that. Just make sure you park someplace safe. Know your exits. Know where you're at. Have yourself an exit route. And I'm like, yep, I definitely will. And what's safer than me being out here? Listen to that. All I needed to do was set up a fire, organize my truck. I've got a bed right here. I've got a bed back here. I told him that it was full and that whenever we got here, that we would have to organize this, and then I would send them back with the stuff that I didn't actually need. I told them before we left Springfield about that. As I started to put the last thing in the truck and I saw how full it was, I went, oh, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to have to get down there and organize this stuff, and I'll send you guys back with the stuff I don't actually need once I kind of figure it out. Because I told him God's making me take one step before he shows me the next. I didn't know that we were going to head to St. Louis and then jet over from there to head to Herman. And if we hadn't have made that move, we wouldn't have found that Five Guys. They didn't even see the sign for Five Guys, but I did. Holding a dog, driving with one arm, singing, navigating by myself. I noticed the sign, managed to communicate with them through my blinkers. Kira called me. I managed to answer the phone and ask them about Five Guys and lead them there. And then I got disrespected after my third bite of hamburger. And then it's like, well, I didn't mean to well, you took a tone with me. You don't talk to your mother like that, especially one that's going to be homeless in a few hours. But it was my fault. I should have absorbed it. I should have endured it. Shit, I should have stayed back there at the house and waited till I went to prison and kept cleaning the house until it happened. Know your place, bitch. Shut up. Do the work. Shut the fuck up and do the goddamn work so we can be comfortable. And that's what it's like living in a narcissistic relationship when you have children. And I served these people. I cooked every meal. I did all the laundry. I cleaned the house. I did all the grocery shopping. I did all the bill paying. I bought all of their clothes. I took care of all of the animals. I did all of the gardening. And all they had to do is every so often maybe help me dust or empty a dishwasher. Maybe wipe a counter off in the bathroom. Take care of their own rooms. Put their own shit away. Pick up after themselves. Don't walk around with food in your face around the house, dribbling shit everywhere. Weird standards, right? Crazy, bizarre. Up until 2020, this was normal. My kids did this. My husband did this. This was the way we ran our life, and for some reason, they're fighting with me about trying to live our life and continue doing the plans that they wanted to do. We were moving to Missouri in 2018 before we bought the house. Actually, we were going to move to Colorado Springs, but I don't hear anybody telling me, but we were going to move to Colorado Springs. Let's get the fuck out of Springfield now. You said we were moving to Colorado Springs. We've been here for another 8 years. 7 years. I got to correct myself, because if I'm off by one number, these people will just like jump on me, pile on me. You said it was 22 and it was actually 22 and 2.5. Okay, forgive me for my error. I'm so sorry for being so fallible and almost human. I keep telling them they think I'm some Alexa and some fucking machine. I'm telling them, get off of these damn game machines, because you're not thinking. The game thinks for you. The AI thinks for you. You can't think. That's why they can't make decisions. That's why they can't talk. That's why they don't know how to use words. We don't know what to say. Grab an encyclopedia. How are you on a Celis Academy and you're writing out 1,500 words for a story that you read that lasted 5 minutes for you to read, but you can't talk to me about what you want? You can't talk to me about what you're willing to do? You can't tell me what choice it is you want to make? So then you want me to control you? So every time I go and I'm like, okay, fine, then I'll just make all the decisions. Fine. You guys don't want to make any decisions. I'll just make all of the decisions. You guys can guess what happens. Then I'm blamed for making the decisions without talking to them, even though I'll talk to them. And I'll finally get fed up after 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 15 hours, 5 weeks, 6 months of trying to get them to tell me, do you guys want to go to that concert? The concert's in 3 months. The concert's in 2 months. The concert's in 1 month. The concert's in 3 weeks. The concert's in 2 weeks. The concert's in 1 week. The concert's in 5 days. Last day to order tickets is today. And then the day of the concert will come and they'll go, you said we were going to go to the concert. Honest, Girl Scout honor. Honest. They don't want me to control them. They say I'm too controlling. My standards are too high. You make us do stuff that we don't want to do. Okay, then tell me what you want to do. Do you want your house to be dirty? Do you just want to eat carry out and not have to cook so you don't have to do dishes anymore? Do you want to live in a trailer? We don't have to have a 2,400 square foot house. We don't have to have all this shit. We don't have to have rose gardens, and we don't have to have all these animals. If you don't want to clean up after the animals, let's get rid of the animals. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, then clean up after the animals. Vacuum the 2,400 square feet. Help me trim the rose bushes. No, we don't want to do that. We got other things to do. Yeah, so do I. So do I. But these things we still have, and they still need tended every day. Furnace filters need changed about 4 times a year. Spring comes, you need to clean up, put down mulch. Fall comes, you need to rake up leaves. You need to put stuff away that you have outside. Every so often, you need to clean your toilet. Personal preference. Some people have them covered in. When I met my husband, I had to use a putty knife to scrape the urine off from around his toilet. He was okay with that. Last year, I had my butt cut open for a perfectly looking, clean toilet. It wasn't covered in feces. It wasn't grossly disgusting. I was sitting on it. If I thought it was that gross, I wouldn't have sat on it. I would have just grabbed the Clorox wipes and just cleaned it. But it was apparently dirty enough that I got an infection on my butt that took me 12 weeks to heal. And this scar is this big on my butt. And it hurts every day. Didn't affect them. They didn't mean for it to happen. The first one was MRSA that happened to me. And I was telling my husband, don't stop at this gas station. This is dirty. This is nasty. And as soon as we looked, and I was like, I'd rather just go pee in the woods. I don't want to get MRSA from this. And I fucking got MRSA. And they still don't listen to me. They tell me I'm supposed to tell them what to do. But when I tell them what to do, they don't want to do that thing. But they also won't tell me what they want to do. They want to make plans, but they don't want to decide. They don't want to get the wheat seed. They don't want to sow the fields and then, sow the wheat and then weed and water and grow and then harvest and thrush and then grind and then bake and then knead. They just want to eat the bread. Perfect socialist citizens. Absolute perfect socialist citizens. So the indoctrination camps of the school systems worked. 2020 agenda, it worked. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to go find my people because these people tell me that they're not my people. They say that they love me and they want me and they want to help me. But whenever push comes to shove, whenever it comes time to actually do something, when it comes time to actually pick up a brick so that we can build a foundation, you have to pick up a brick to build a foundation. To make a plan on how you're going to build the building, you're going to have to talk. You're going to have to decide what, 600 square feet? Is it going to have a west wing, an east wing? Is it going to have a basement? What kind of roof are we going to have? Are we going to have windows? What's our weather like around here? What do you have to make these decisions. And they want me to carry it all. But also remind me every day about how I'm having difficulty remembering things, how I'm having communication issues. I'm saying the wrong words whenever I mean something else. They're seeing me have trouble, like being worn out after taking a shower. But they're okay with me being homeless on the streets. And now I'm supposed to soothe them tonight. I don't know, but this is what it's like. This is what's been going on. And what you see here right now is just me. I'm not putting on an act. I am very frustrated right now. I am extremely angry right now. This is me. Extremely angry. Like about ready to blow my top, angry. And I'm still pausing to take breaths and think before I talk. And I don't know what more I'm supposed to do. I'm dying. My discs are degenerating. My veins are falling apart. My heart is falling apart. Part of my lung is collapsed. My joints are falling apart. I can't see. I can't get up out of a couch on most days. I have trouble climbing stairs. And they want me to do more. More. It's funny because whenever we was at Five Guys, at Billy Idol's Rebel Yell came on. In the midnight hour, she cries more, more, more. With a rebel yell, she's crying more, more, more. I'm not crying for more. I just want honest. I just want peace. I just want to live out the last days of my life, not being confused, not fighting with people. Last night, Ian started to fight with me over a lighter. I don't even know. And I started crying. I'm like, why? My hitter was here. My tin was here. I saw the lighter. I thought the lighter slipped down the couch to you could just say that that's my lighter. You don't have to be passive aggressive and go, where's your lighter? Oh, is this your lighter? Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's your lighter. I'll get my lighter out of my bag. But the moment they don't have weed, the moment they don't have lighters, I'm supposed to give my shit to them. They can just take it without asking. They can get into my lockbox that has my weed for my medicine and take it from me. And if I discover that they're doing that and call them on it and say, I think you guys are stealing my weed, they'll just start shit with me. Call me paranoid. Like, I just bought this stuff and I'm using this little jar here. I'll show you. I mean, I fill this up and I filled this up 2 days ago. This is my nighttime. I filled this up 2 days ago. Night before last. And I've been sharing with my son. So that gives you an idea of how much I smoke. So if I'm buying an ounce at the beginning of the month and 10 days into the month, the entire ounce is gone, something's not adding up, right? But no, they'll gaslight me and tell me that, no, you're just crazy. You didn't actually buy it. Here's where I pulled out the money. Here's the receipt. Here's the receipt of the day I went and got it. See the name on the bag? That's the name of the bag. That's what I bought. That's what's on the receipt. No, I've had it for 10 days. An ounce takes me up to 6 to 8 weeks to go through. It's April 10th, something like that. I don't even know. And I'm still working on the shit from March 3rd. While sharing with everybody. Sharing with my husband. My abuser, I should say, because he don't act like a husband. Sharing with my son. Never asking for anything back. Never asking for anything back. Just, let's sit and watch a show. Let's play some chess. Let's smoke some weed. Let's enjoy our time. That's it. And somehow it always turns into, I'm this or I'm that. And they can't even tell me what it is that I did wrong. What did I do wrong? What should I have said different? They will get into a fight with each other, having two different conversations. And I'll go, whoa, 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 guys. You guys aren't even having the same conversation. You guys aren't even listening to each other. And then they'll both turn on me. I mean, whenever I left in December, I had to sleep in this seat, in this truck, with my truck this full, with my dog in my lap, in Vandalia, Missouri, outside of a prison, in the rain. I had to get out of the car in the rain to take a shit because I have no colon. I have to get up. I take a shit about every 2 hours. What does me being here at a campground? How is that scarier? It's April. It's beautiful. It's like 80 degrees out. It was raining and sleeting and pouring down rain, and the truck was just jostling back and forth. They don't care that that's what I went through. No, my landlord, she let me into this house, and I was like, hey, can you guys just come down for the weekend? It's my birthday weekend. I want to show you guys Herman. It's really beautiful. No, they just brought chaos down, fighting, screaming, blamed it all on me. And I told them, you guys going to do this, just go back to Springfield. Just go back to Springfield, Illinois. You guys belong there. You guys belong in Spring Patch. Go back there. You got a lot of 217 problems. Go. And then they would call me up and tell me how horrible it was dealing with my abuser. And then they'd come back down, bring more stuff down to me, and then start the shit again. Christmas Day, I told them, hey, you guys can come down. You guys left this Christmas ham down here. There's nothing I can do with this giant 30-pound ham. I told him not to buy a ham because I wouldn't be there for Christmas, and he did it anyways. And then they packed it, brought it down, put it in the freezer in the house that I was in, and then went back to Springfield and then blamed me for the ham being there. So I said, okay, come on down. It's a 4-bedroom house. Come on down. I've got a recipe for potatoes. I've got the glaze for the ham. I'll go to the grocery store. I'll purchase everything. Come on down. The only rule is you guys can't ignore me. You guys will have to play like board games with me, watch movies, talk to me. They came into the house. One went to a bedroom, sat on his phone, my son. The other went and took a nap, sitting on her phone. My daughter sat on her phone. My abuser went and just acted like it was a normal family vacation. Like I hadn't just run away from him from abuse and just had a restraining order on him. He just acted like it was a normal vacation, nothing going on. And I was like, bro, this is not okay. And then he would come and sit next to me and put his hands on me and just like be in my space, just be in my space. And the tension just got me. And I went to my bedroom that I was staying in there and started crying. And I realized I left Springfield to get away from this. They're sitting here ignoring me, intimidating me in the place that I found for myself. And then the fuckers called Herman police on me in the middle of the night, telling them that they needed to do a welfare check on me. When I was calling them over and over again every day, trying to get them to talk to me. Why are you guys doing this? I thought we were a family. What's going on? I don't know, but I'm not going to jail for this shit. I'm not going to jail for this shit. I don't know what's the matter. I don't know what's been going on since 2020. I don't know what's happening there in Illinois. I know that these 3 people play video games all the time. They play these apps on their phones all the time. They're on the Xbox all the time. They watch TV series. They indulge in them. Like, they will spend 15 to 20 hours watching episode after episode after episode after episode. Now, I'm not a doctor, but conjecture. What happens to method actors when they continuously method act? They continuously become a different character. And if our brain has mirror neurons and it's monkey see, monkey do, and you're sitting there for 20 hours a day, week after week, pretending that you get quirks, and all you have to do is like, oh, my father gave me some superpower and I'm going to power up. Maybe that's why they think all they have to do is just sit there and wait for a quirk or something. I think that's what they call it. They have all this weird shit. I don't know. It's bizarre. And the only people that seem to still think and like be rational are the people that haven't indulged in that stuff. And I started saying years ago when this stuff was starting that this is of Satan. This is of Satan. I told them to get that Xbox out of the house. I saw what was happening to my family when Ian was 7 and Kira was 3. I was the villain. You're crazy. Ian started becoming violent and telling people on the game, I'll come to your house and I'll slit your throat. Mom was concerned. Dad told her she was paranoid. And the kids made fun of her and said, yeah, we don't have to listen to you because Dad said so. So here we are, me homeless, trying not to get landed in the jail for being disabled. Because what narcissists do is they will keep their victim as long as the victim is useful. So as long as I was making money, cleaning the house, making all the decisions for him, kissing his feet, sucking his dick, all that shit, we were good. The moment I got disabled, and the more disabled I got, the more the abuse happened. And the more these 2 here have decided, and they're still just sitting here, by the way. It's now 8:09. They still haven't decided what they're doing. I have no idea. I guess they want me to get into the car and drive for, I don't know. But they're not saying anything. And this is the way that it goes. So, this has been a 40-minute video now. And the last video, whenever I had it turned around, it was still daylight. And that one was like a 30-minute video. So now I've spent an hour and 7 minutes recording this nonsense. And I've got no place to go. So it's not like I'm being stubborn. I'm homeless on the streets of Missouri. I told them that's what was going to happen. I'm homeless on the streets of Missouri. I got no place to go. I got no place to go. So what do you want me to do for you, children, that weren't even supposed to come with me, but said that they were going to come with me because they wanted to help me? And I told them what I needed help with was getting the shit in the truck and then getting down here and getting things organized. And then whatever I didn't need, they could take back to Springfield with them. Because I packed up what I thought I might need. Because I had no idea how I was going to set this up. I told him that I don't have an itinerary. I don't have a captain's log to go consult on what we do next. That's not how life works. Sometimes you know what to do, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Jesus, I don't know. I'm homeless. I have no doctors. I'm homeless. I clearly have no support system. I was in circles today for an hour before I took Alpha on this and wound up having a nice EFT, and it was really centering. And the host of that room and random people in that room cared more about my well-being and my safety and said more kind things to me than what my husband, the abuser, and my 2 children have said to me in the last month. They said more nice things in 1 hour when 20 minutes of the hour was spent in meditation with everybody silent. They had more concerned about my well-being. I had people that commented on Sangamon County mugshots, and they could see in the picture that I was an abused woman. They'd been there, done that. I had some of them send me messages and be like, girl, you need anything? Me and my husband, we're here. We will help you. My family don't know how they can help me. We're about ready to go dark because my system's shutting down. I told him it was going to get dark as pitch out here. And Kira was like, oh, we'd get to see the stars. And I was like, yeah. And then an hour later, she was like, I don't want to be here. Why are you making me be here? You don't have to be here. You're in a car. You have your own vehicle. You have your own autonomy. You have your own brain. You have your own decision making. This is what I need help with, and you can help me with this or not. So I guess tonight I'm just sleeping here in this seat. I mean, I guess I can open up the hatch and just put stuff on the ground and get this sorted out so I can sleep in the back. I mean, they knew that I needed the bed made and that I needed the other mattress pumped up, but nobody could figure out how to come out here and pump up the other mattress. Nobody could figure out how to put the sheets and the blankets on there. And, it's just kind of like randomly thrown in here for me to now work out on my own. So they're still sitting here. I don't know how long of a video YouTube will let me load up, but I'm going to shut this one down and just start recording again because I've been telling them for the last several months, I need to have a GoPro or be continuously recording because of the way you guys change the story and become victims and then behave as though I'm doing something mean to you. Part 3 to come.